What's up, everybody? All right, we're gonna talk about Transformers movie. I finally saw Transformers 1 in theaters a week or two ago now. I didn't rush to see it in theaters. How's everyone doing? Except people are joining me in the chat. Happy Saturday. It's the weekend. People have off. I have off. And I have with me here one of my favorite Transformers. It is Omega Supreme. I fell in love with this guy when that Transformer game came out a long time ago, and he was in the trailer. Was it Fall for Cybertron? I don't remember if it was the War for Cybertron trailer or the Fall of Cybertron trailer, where Omega Supreme faced off against Trypticon. If you guys played those Transformer games back a couple of years ago, you guys might remember. But there was a scene in the trailer of the video game where Omega Supreme came out, basically started rotating. Yeah, it's War for Cybertron. What's up, Jude? Thanks, man. What's up, Luke? He started rotating his arm like this, and then he shot that crazy beam, and it was epic. And I'm like, man, I want to have an Omega Supreme toy. And when this guy came out, I knew I had to get him. I didn't get him on release. I waited a couple of years, and then I just waited to find a used version. What's up, Jude? Hey, Luke. Cameron, what's up? Claudio SM. Payback. Yo, I know it's been a while. I'm trying to do more live chats. I'm trying to do more lives like I used to. Maybe a couple times a month on the weekends just to hang out, catch up, and give you guys updates. What's up, Arkham Games? Luke, how are you, man? But yes, basically I waited a couple years, and then I found him at a pretty good price used. Got it. Metro Chris, what's up, buddy? Metroplex was in Fall of Cybertron. Omega was in War for Cybertron. Prince, what's up, buddy? But yeah, one of my favorite Transformers ever since that video game. And I typically wait. I don't mind being a used action figure collector. Basically, if I can find a figure that's expensive that I really want, I'll wait to see if someone on eBay is selling him used, in good condition, because you'll save money. I don't need to have it brand new in the box. I'd rather save some money. So that's the story of Omega Supreme there. Yo, Luke's here. Cameron, have you seen Venom 3? No, I haven't yet. I know it came out this weekend. So a friend of mine, he owns a comic book shop, and his name is Cosmic Destroyer, by the way. You can check him out on Instagram, and you can check out his online store. But Cosmic Destroyer, my buddy, he owns a comic book shop, and he's doing a screening, a private screening, I believe, of Venom 3 next weekend. So he must have rented out one of the theater lobbies at the AMC theater by us. So he invited me to go to his private screening of Venom 3 next weekend, next Saturday. So I won't be watching Venom 3 until next Saturday, but we will be talking about Transformers today. The topic is Transformers 1. What did you guys think about the movie? I have some thoughts. I have some things I liked, some things I didn't like. And I'll just give you guys, let's talk about Transformers. I'll give you guys updates on some of the Transformer figures that I'm collecting, some of the figures that I want, and updates on my Transformer stop motions. Let me see if I can answer a couple questions in the chat real quick, though, before we talk about Transformers 1. I liked it. I think it was a good movie. Mr. Crane, Siege Omega Supreme looks cool, but I'm not going to lie. I'd love to see Hasbro redo the Year of the Snake Omega Supreme as a Titan class. Oh, yeah, that would be a nice re-release for sure. Arkham Games, there's a big rumor for War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron to be remastered after the TF1 movie. Yo, I really hope they do, because back when those games were out, I didn't own a PlayStation 3 or Xbox One. Was it the Xbox One? The Xbox 360. I didn't own those two consoles. I owned a Nintendo Wii, so I only ever got to play the demo of those Transformer games. I know, very sad. So now that I have my own PlayStation, I would love to pick up a remastered copy of those games and play for myself. And hopefully they bring back the online stuff. Ultimate Re, what's up, Prince? Did you need the new studio series? New studio series reveals this morning? No, there were new reveals this morning. I haven't even heard about it. What did they show off? Payback. Did you start a script for Transformers Soda episode 6? Well, since you guys are here and we're talking about Transformers, I'll show you a sneak peek of Soda episode 6. Transformers Soda episode 6. That's all you got to know. We were just talking about the video game, War for Cybertron. My favorite scene when there was that Trypticon versus Omega on the trailer. Oh yeah, Trypticon is definitely going to be in Transformers Soda episode 6 for sure. Yeah, I see hearts in the chat. Thanks, guys. What's after Universe United? Oh, what's after Universe United, Jude? Great question. It is going to be Endgame Part 2, the final Infinity War, the war on Thanos, the main event, the big battle. And someone that's going to be in that big battle, of course, Venom suit Spider-Man. I already filmed the first shot of Avengers Endgame Part 2, like the finale, the final fight with Thanos. It is going to be action-packed. A lot of people are going to die, and I'm waiting for one more figure. I'm waiting for one more figure to release that I really want to be in my stop motion, that I want to be in that fight with Thanos. I don't want to spoil too much, but I'm waiting for a specific Sentinel figure. I don't know if you guys heard of the brand Sentinel that make those crazy Iron Man suits. So that's all I'm going to say. It's a Sentinel Iron Man figure that comes out in November. I think the pre-orders are up, and I think he costs like 120. I don't care how much he costs. I'm going to buy that Sentinel Iron Man figure. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to spoil which suit, but I need that figure for this final battle with Thanos. I finally need to film this and get it out of the way because on my chat and on my stop motion comments, people are always asking, where is Endgame Part 2? I need to deliver Endgame Part 2. We're going to make it happen. But anyway, Transformers 1. I liked the origin story. It was cool. It was cool to finally get the movie based on Cybertron, right? A lot of fans have been asking for, let's get a movie with no humans, because usually the humans are kind of annoying, or they give us less screen time with the main characters. People we came to see are the Transformers, right? And we get time with a bunch of humans that we don't really care about. Sometimes they're funny, but it's mainly about the Transformers. So I love that this was only Transformer movie based on Cybertron. That was really cool. It was cool to see like the friendship between Optimus and Megatron. Like they've given us hints in the comic books. They've given us hints even in the Michael Bay movies. The last Michael Bay movie, I believe it was it The Last Night, where Megatron gave that one line where he's like, "We were brothers once." That was the only hint about like Megatron and Optimus's friendship and past that we ever got in the Bayverse. But it was cool that they finally explored that in the movie. One thing I really liked about it was the animation. It looked really clean. Like Cybertron looked so good in the animation on Transformers 1 movie. I really liked the way it looked. I loved that we finally got a glimpse of the 13 Primes. Who here is a fan of the 13 Primes, man? Like they're a myth, right? They're Cybertronian legends that we always hear about in almost every Transformer story. Oh, the original 13 Primes, right? There's the last Prime, Vector. There's Vector Prime. We know Sentinel Prime now from the Bayverse, right? We a lot of fans are fans of Nova Prime, and we know about a Solus Prime from Transformers Prime. So just the mystery and the lore of the 13 Primes and how we finally got to see all 13 Primes, like in that pretty like it's like a small action scene, right? And we even got to see images of like how all their designs. That was so cool. Like I've been wanting for a long time to see the 13 primes, see how they look like in clear designs, see them in action. And I wish we would have got more 13 prime scenes. Prince saying 10 out of 10 in my opinion. It was a good movie. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, where's my poster? I got a when I went to the movie theaters, they were handing out Transformer One posters. I don't know if you guys got one or not. I don't even know where mine is, but I got a big Transformers One poster. It was really nice. I really hope that we get figures of the 13 primes. Who else wants to get these figures, man? Like for real. Sup Ultimate Reed? Yeah, I see you. Yeah, yeah. Luke's like, nah, the humans are annoying. Yeah, for sure. The humans can be annoying. Hey, human characters in Transformers are awesome. Don't hate. It depends. It depends. Like I definitely like. I was a fan of Sam Witwicky for sure, and the human girl in Bumblebee, she was really good. I guess it's just when we spend too much time with humans, and it's like, all right, like I don't care about your story, buddy. I want to see Optimus and Bumblebee. Like that's what I want. That's what I paid for. That's what I want to see. But oh man, like the quintessons were crazy. Like I love how they showed like that little story of like the quintesson war and how the 13 primes were like the ones leading the charge against the quintesson, and quintessons trying to invade Cybertron, right? And us with giving us a lot of questions like, oh, well, what's going on? Why are they here? Right? How did this war start? What's the quintesson's goal? Like it left so many questions, and like curious people like myself are now like, oh man, like I want more. I want more. And I'm so glad that it has a lot of great reviews. Like most people that I saw that I heard about love this movie. And I can see why. The animation was great. The action scenes, man. Let's talk about the action scenes. Uh, what were some of your favorite action scenes in this video? For me, in this movie, I mean, I think most people are going to talk about the scene where Optimus faces off with Megatron, right? They did that really, really cool. I love how they integrated like other Decepticons trying to come at Optimus Prime, right? Like I remember like there was a shot of like Starscream and Soundwave coming at Optimus, and he just like took him down as he was fighting Megatron. That was really cool. Starscream versus Megatron, yeah, that was short lived. Oh yeah, I loved the whole story of were they called the High Guard, right? That's that's what the Decepticons that we know and love were, according to the lore. They were like Starscream, all the Coneheads, Soundwave. They were part of the High Guard, and they were cast out by Sentinel Prime when he took over. Also, oh my goodness, Sentinel Prime, man, what a jerk, bro! What a jerk, gaslighting the whole Cybertron. What's up, gamer? Uh, so when I first heard that Sentinel Prime was going to be in this movie, I wasn't expecting them to do that traitor twist again, how they did in Dark of the Moon. I thought they were going to give Sentinel Prime like a new character, a new character, new personality, different kind of Sentinel Prime. Like I bought the figure, and to me the figure looked like a heroic action figure. Like he looked like he was supposed to be a good guy, right? And so when I bought the Sentinel Prime figure, y'all might have seen my Transformers One stop motion, that Sentinel Prime's Last Stand. When I bought that figure, I got the idea to make a Sentinel Prime short of like his final battle before he died. Like, because in my mind, I pictured Sentinel Prime as like being a good guy in TF1. I didn't know they were gonna do the whole traitor twist again, but I guess that's part of Sentinel Prime's character now. Like Sentinel Prime is low key Homelander. I mean, I don't know if we need to credit Dark of the Moon for that, like because honestly, I've never heard of Sentinel Prime before as a character until Dark of the Moon, and then that's when people started including Sentinel Prime in the comics as one of the 13 primes. But the first time that I know anyway that Sentinel Prime was portrayed as a traitor was Dark of the Moon. Uh, so I so basically I guess that's part of his canon character. I guess when when people want to think of Sentinel Prime, they think of, oh, he was the traitor who betrayed the 13 Primes. Instead of, in some stories, in some comic books, in some Transformers lore, it's usually Megatronus, right? It's Megatronus Prime, the one that's the dark one that falls from grace. That was awesome. I loved his story of how, like, I like how he turned to the dark side, quote unquote, turned to the dark side, and it was really cool to see how he was always a big fan of Megatronus Prime. And it was kind of cool to see that Megatronus Prime wasn't like some evil, super evil dude. He was like one of the most badass primes of them all. Dude, Sentinel Prime was a meanie, a liar, a false prime. I know, dude. That was so. I love Alpha Trion, and I love how they depicted Alpha Trion. But man, Sentinel Prime did Alpha Trion dirty, man. I was upset. I'm so glad Sentinel Prime got his, bro. Um, he was a good villain. I mean, if you really hate a villain, you know that he's a good villain, right? Like, oh, he gets in your nerves, and Sentinel Prime definitely got on my nerves for sure. Um, but basically, yeah, I love how they portrayed Megatronus Prime as like one of the most badass primes, and that Mega D16 was a huge Megatronus fan, and how they sold stickers of Megatronus's face that basically looks like the Decepticon logo, kind of calling out to as a reference to like the Decepticon logo that Megatron will go on to become. So I mean, and the design of Megatronus Prime, he looks like Tarn on steroids. Like he looks like Tarn if he just got like a mega upgrade and became like some kind of god. Really cool. Like again, one of the highlights for me, the 13 Primes. I really hope that Hasbro gives us the 13 Primes in action figure form. So far, I know we have an official Vector Prime, which I still haven't picked up. If I'm going to go to Target today, if I go to Target today, I'm going to post a picture of. I've been going to the Target at least once a week, and I've seen Vector Prime at my Target. If I see Vector Prime, I'm definitely going to buy for sure. Yeah, rest in peace. Rest in peace to the Sentinel Prime voice actor for sure. Sentinel Prime was low-key a backstab when he shot Ironhide. Yeah, that was one of the most upsetting things. How do you kill Ironhide? But I guess he would be a character that people would miss. So, Crane, I'm just surprised that Zeta Prime and Sentinel Prime were made separate characters. Right. I like how Zeta Prime's. Some people were mentioning this. Sentinel Prime's design in TF1 kind of looks like reminiscent of Zeta Prime's design in the games, right? I can see the resemblance. Jude, do you like IDW Transformers comics? Yes, I do. My favorite IDW Transformer comics run story is the Lost Light. Where Hot Rod is like the leader of his Autobot crew. I really had fun with that series. I own a couple of the graphic novels. Let's see. Love that Crane. Love that they made Megatronus a hero. I had an idea like that in my head for a long time. Yeah, I love that part too. It was a nice twist because typically in some lore, like I said before, Megatronus is the bad guy. He's the bad prime that betrays him. And I like that wasn't the case here. I like how they just made it a twist and it was Sentinel all along who was the dirty lying backstabber. Chris, Sentinel betraying the 13 Primes was the thing in one of the Aligned novels. Okay, so it's and do you know if that the Aligned novels came out after Dark of the Moon? Was that inspired because of what happened in Dark of the Moon? Or did the Aligned novels come out first and then that's where Dark of the Moon got the ideas from? That's my question. Yeah, Dark of the Moon made me so angry. I love seeing Optimus killing Decepticons. Yo, Dark of the Moon. When I remember when I was a kid, when I was little, watching Dark of the Moon, I was crying. I was crying when like the Decepticons were like murdering Autobots. When they killed Wheeljack and when they were Soundwave was about to kill Bumblebee. I was crying in that scene for sure. But again, highlights of the movie. I think it was a great movie. I was afraid that it was going to be too childish. I remember the first trailer for Transformers 1 uh, was very jokey and lighthearted. And I was like, oh, like this looks like it's made for little kids. Like it didn't feel like it was going to be an epic Transformer movie. Animator X, what's up, buddy? Hey, Bacon. Was Nova Prime in the movie? He might have. I think he was. Like they had a shot where they showed all 13 primes, and I believe Nova Prime was one of the ones standing. But as I forgot what I was even saying. Oh, too jokey. I thought based on the first trailer, I was afraid that Transformers 1 was going to be too childish, too jokey, and I was pleasantly surprised that it had just enough jokes to make me laugh, but not too many. And the jokes were pretty good. Like I actually really liked Bumblebee. Bumblebee was fun, and it's kind of sad now knowing that he just talks so much and he's so annoying and he's cracking so many jokes that he'll probably end up losing his voice in the sequel or in the third part 3 if they do make it a trilogy. So that's kind of interesting the way they did Bumblebee. He was funny. It was kind of sad and hilarious where like he's like this like rejected bot that it lives in like this sub level and he has no one to talk to. He's like going insane. So like he created his own little friends out of trash. Like that was hilarious. I was definitely laughing at that part for sure. I had an infiltration and escalation. You know what? When I was in New York Comic Con last week, me and my buddies did go to the comic book store, and my buddy Crazy Hyperboy, he bought the new Transformers comic that everybody's talking about, the one with that graphic novel with Optimus Prime on the front, and it's like the G.I. Joe crossover. Payback is the DJD special that you made canon to Transformers Soda. The DJD special is definitely a part of that universe, and I should probably just add Transformers Soda episode 6 to that title, right? Like it just makes sense to include it to add the episode number on it, and then the episode that I film next with Big Boy Triptychon here will be, I guess, officially 7. Because that video did take place on Cybertron. Bacon, he's my favorite 1 second to Optimus and Rodimus. I wish I could make stop motion projects. Bro, all you need is a phone and some figures. I'm working, Jude, I'm working on something about Orion and D16 Megatronus. That's really cool. But yeah, I really like the movie. I would go, it looks like the movie is profiting now. Like I think a lot of people went to go see it a second time. A lot of people told their friends about it, and it's no longer losing money. That was like the big story, right? That Transformers 1 was so good, but not enough people went to go watch it, so it didn't make ends meet, and people were panicking. And fans, even I was kind of worried. Like, if this movie bombs, if it loses money instead of makes money, Hasbro is just gonna cancel the rest of the movies that they have planned, and that would have been sad. Like I would have really been sad about that because I do want to see what's next after TF1. But I talked about my favorite parts of the movie. I guess I didn't really have, talking about negatives, I didn't really have I guess one negative. I wish that we would have got more of the 13 primes. I really want to see more of the 13 primes. What else? As a far of a score, I give it an 8 out of 10. I really like the movie. But the way everyone was talking about it, that it's the best Transformers movie of them all. I was really hyped about it, and I had super high expectations. So when I came out of the theater, like, okay, like that was a good movie. I wasn't like blown away, like, I guess because there was so much hype, and all the Transformers fans that I follow on Instagram and on YouTube were like going crazy that it's the best thing. But it's really good. I didn't think it's a perfect 10. There was I wish there was more action in it. I wish maybe some of the jokes were funnier. Like there were a couple of jokes that were kind of childish. And I was like, okay, it's kind of annoying. Not that serious. But what about you guys? What were your favorite parts? What were your least favorite parts? I think it made sense also that they only focus on a small amount of Transformers because the Transformers roster for Autobots, Decepticons is just huge. Like if they would have like gave everyone some character development, I think they would have stretched the movie too much. It might have made things a little bit confusing and murky. Like I'm glad that they just stuck to the core characters. But for real hardcore fans, you know, they gave us cameos. They gave us cameos of like some of our favorite Transformers from the original show, Autobots and Decepticons. Like they were all there, present in the background at some point. The Iacon race, that was fun. That was really fun. It reminded me of Episode One of Star Wars. It reminded me of like the pod race segment of Episode One of Star Wars. It was exciting. It was change of pace. Uh, I I I will say the quintessons weren't really they were a threat, but we didn't really get too much of them. And maybe they're saving that for the second movie. Maybe they're going to explore what's really going on with the quintessons afterwards. But let's see here. We have here, yeah, and Megatron drops Orion. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy when Megatron just like shoots him and he lets him go. That was insane. That was that was that was a fast dark twist. Like yes, we saw D16 turning into Megatron and becoming more eviler, but he just went from like you're my best friend like literally a day ago or two, and now he's like, yeah, I just shot you in the chest, and you know what? Screw you, I'm gonna let you go. That was a little too quick, and maybe because they were trying to tell this story in one movie, so they had to make his turn to the evil quicker. But to me, that was too quick. Like all of a sudden now you're this evil that you're gonna drop your childhood friend uh, down this hole with a RD. What's up, buddy? How do I compare it to the '86 movie? I mean, so the '86 movie has a huge place in Transformers community's heart for sure. Like it's like a cornerstone, right, of the foundation of the community. It's like a celebration of like the original Transformers, and it brought some really cool ideas like Unicron, the death of Optimus. However, as a movie, like if I'm gonna rate it as a movie, like I the TF1 is definitely a better told story and movie, especially because it was designed that way. Like I've seen videos and interviews and like behind the scenes of like the development of the original Transformers '86 movie, and that movie they made that movie not to tell a story, but they just wanted to make a movie to sell figures to kids. Like they were using that movie as a marketing tool, and they're like, let's just slap together some kind of story with some new characters. Let's kill Optimus so we can have a new leader and make some new figures, and we can make new seasons of Transformers, right? Uh, so the intentionality you can tell. The original '86 movie was made to promote and sell toys. And TF1 was made for the same reason, don't get me wrong, but what was driving TF1 was more of the story. The creators of Transformers 1 had the story as the number one priority first and developing that story, I think. So I think Transformers 1 is a better movie than the '86 one. And I mean, maybe I'm being biased because the '86 one came out a long time ago, right? So a lot of the stuff, a lot of the dialogue and jokes that might have made sense or been funny back then is not, and it's just kind of cringy or just like, oh, like, yeah, like it's '80s, it's from the '80s, right? It's like it's it's old, so maybe I'm being a little bit biased there, but in my opinion, I think that TF1 is a better movie. for sure. And I'm curious to know your thoughts about it for as well. Being hardcore Transformers fans like myself. I mean, my generation of Transformers is definitely the Beast Wars. The Beast Wars is what I love. I showed off this figure during the last stream. I did get my hands on Transmetal 2 Megatron, one of my favorite figures of the year. Can't believe people don't talk about this figure enough. I got him on Amazon for a discount, $30 instead of paying $50. Prince, my favorite part was definitely the lore and the 13 primes. Same. Cameron, if you had to write the sequel, how would you do it? I think the sequel would involve Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots, fending off against the Quintessons, right? That's like the start of the movie. And I think the sequel should be the start of the Civil War. It would make sense. It'll be the start of the Civil War with Megatron bringing the outcast Decepticons to start the Civil War and start his attack on Cybertron to claim power. I think that would make sense for a sequel. Perhaps Megatron aligns himself with the Quintessons, and that's how he gains the edge over Optimus and the rest of Cybertron. Payback, one of my negatives was how they treated Shockwave and how he was being downplayed. It seemed like he wasn't that intelligent. Yeah, I mean, they didn't really give a spotlight on any of the Decepticons, really. I mean, Starscream got the most spotlight, and Starscream was Starscream. I love how the actor voiced Starscream. It sounded very Starscream-esque. But perhaps in the sequels, we'll get more character development for other fan favorite Transformers like Shockwave and Soundwave. Arkham Games, Darkwing got so mad at D16 and Orion Pax after the Icon 500 race. Yeah, man, they snubbed him. He was supposed to win the race. Lego Stas, TF1 was absolute peak of Transformers. It was great. I mean, I loved the movie. It was really good, and I'm glad that the movie's made money. Hopefully, this means that they greenlight a part 2, and that they greenlight more TF1 figures. We want those primes. Chris, instead of losing his voice box, B's going to have a new voice actor due to Kiki Michael Key, who's doing a VO job involving AI. Oh, I didn't even know that. I mean, did they give him like robotic effects with AI, or what's the deal with that? I think it would have been more impactful if Sentinel shot D in the back and have that be the reason he dropped Orion. D did feel awful about shooting Pax. Yeah, we saw that. I remember that scene. Like, it was a mistake, right? It was an accident. He wasn't aiming for Orion when he shot him, and he had that huge hole, right? We saw that shot of D16, like oh man, like he just made a mistake. But so that's why I was confused when D16 just like you just felt sorry and like you made a mistake a second ago for shooting your best friend, and then you just like, all right, you know what, screw you, I'm gonna let you go and drop you. That was too fast for me. Nothing beats G1. We got a hardcore G1 fan. I mean, I understand. I understand why G1 is important, and that G1 has its importance. It started it all for sure. But I guess if we're talking about series, like Transformers series, in my opinion, I think the best Transformers series ever made was Transformers Prime. Like Transformers Prime was another level of storytelling, and it was great to see how it united G1 fans and Bayverse fans for the first time in a while. Like, I noticed that for sure. I do miss Transformers Prime, and I wish we would have got more continuation with Transformers Prime. Shout out to Transformers Prime and any Transformers Prime 1 fans. Ooh, well, that's a good one. Fam, I want a Transformers Shattered Glass animated movie. Fanflix, YouTube wanted to see both sides take on the quintessons before the Civil War begins. Yeah, I mean that's what they might do in the second one because I could see this being a trilogy, and I could see the trilogy ending with how we know the Civil War ends, right? By the Autobots having to use the Ark to leave Cybertron and then eventually crashing on Earth. Like that might be the way they end the trilogy. So I mean, there's definitely a lot of story to tell before that happens. So maybe part two will be the Quintesson War and them kind of joining together, and then the third movie in the trilogy could be all right. Now that the Quintessons are out of the way, Megatron is plotting to take over Cybertron. Right? That would make sense too. I think. Yeah, his brain broke by Sentinel's betrayal. He was so betrayed that he just went nuts. uh, Bacon. It feels like they tried to add the Megatron shoots Orion thing from that one G1 episode, and they did it well. I'll call back. Shattered Glass stop motion anytime soon? Uh, you know who has a great Shattered Glass stop motion? Crosshairs Productions. So shout out to Crosshairs. If anything, I'm more interested once I'm finished Transformers Prime Legacy, my Transformers series, and I pump out another episode of Soda. I'm more interested in creating an original series based off of Nemesis Prime. So I do have a Nemesis Prime figure on my eBay cart watch list that I haven't pressed the trigger on yet. But once I buy it, I do want to start brainstorming ideas for an original series involving Nemesis Prime. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. Yeah, we all have our biases. Later, RD. Good to see you, buddy. Take care. Uh, my generation of Transformers was Transformers A and Transformers Pre. Oh, Transformers Animated and Prime. Yeah. That's a good time to be alive for sure. Payback, are you planning on updating your G1 Transformers collection? I haven't made an update in a while, but I have bought a bunch of new figures for my G1 display. I am missing a few Decepticons. The one Decepticon I don't have yet is Octane. I don't have a Octane Decepticon figure. I think they may release like an exclusive Takara one recently that only released in Japan. I really want that one. But after Octane, I think I have almost all the whole lineup, and it'll be definitely worth making a video for sure. Let's see. Bacon collecting Transformers where I got stuck in the quicksand. Dang. I was lucky to see the original show on that Angry Bird streaming site. I got up to the one where the Spike and his girlfriend got to Cybertron. So I've been a G1 nerd for a bit before I got into it, collecting Transformers. Oh, awesome. Let's see. Jude, I'm still waiting for Senator Shockwave and Orion Pax. Oh, did you order it? I definitely might pick that up. I do want an Orion Pax figure, and I don't want the TF1 Orion Pax. I do like the Orion Pax from that 2-pack. So I might try to get that as well. Crane, the animated Shattered Glass movie? Yes. The Sheen Arkham game, the scene was shocking when D16 shooting Orion Pack. Yeah, that was Cameron, worst Transformers villain. Arkham games, we could see Decepticons versus Autobots for the War for Cybertron. Odie, the last TFP was the last good Transformer show. Let's not talk about what came after in 2015. Honestly, like after Transformers Prime Legacy finished, they announced that new Transformer show, Robots in Disguise, right? With Bumblebee as the leader, and it was supposed to be a direct continuation of Prime. I saw maybe the first 10 episodes of that, and I just didn't like it. I didn't like the story. It was very, very childish, which was totally different from what Transformers Prime was. Transformers Prime was serious. It was serious. It had some badass moments. There were child human characters that brought some childness to it, but like in a normal way because they're kids. And it had some heartwarming moments between the humans and like their transformers. You know how like each human kind of like was paired up with a transformer. For example, Jack was like always paired up with RC, and Nico was always with Bulkhead, right? And they had like that relationship. Like it was just the tone was totally different. It was so different that I was kind of turned off by it, and I would and the story was just not working for me for that continuation. I did not like Grimlock's design in Robots in Disguise. So after like watching 10 episodes of that, I was like, you know what? I don't want to watch this. And then they've made several Transformer shows after Robots in Disguise, and I just didn't. I didn't hear crazy reviews, so I never went back and saw any of the shows after Transformers Prime either. Crane, I like the idea of Nemesis Prime being a clone of Optimus Prime. Every hero needs a dark reflection. Yeah, and that's something I like about Nemesis Prime as well. It reminds me of like Black Suit Spider-Man, right? Like Spider-Man being evil all of a sudden. So I'm planning a series that's based off of Nemesis Prime. And of course, I won't start doing any real planning and filming until I finish Transformers Prime Legacy, which, by the way, only has a few episodes left. It's really close to the finale, so shout out to Transformers Prime Legacy fans. Cameron, do you have any plans to continue your Marvel Universe after Endgame? Oh, I have a bunch of plans for that, man. That's why I'm just so eager to finish Endgame Part 2, because before I even filmed Infinity War and Endgame and Universe United, I had created kind of like a roadmap, kind of like Kevin Feige style. You know how Marvel always goes to like the Comic Cons and they announce the roadmap with all the projects that are going to be announced? I created a roadmap years ago with all the projects that I'm going to work on leading up to Endgame and after Endgame. And I just have so many fun one-off stories to continue telling after Endgame, and I can't. I'm stuck because I gotta finish Endgame so all the heroes that are fighting Thanos come back to Earth, right? So that's why I'm on a mission. And I'm telling you, I just need one more figure to finish filming Endgame. I need that one of the new Iron Man Sentinel figures that comes out this November. Sup, Harry? I'm doing pretty good. Hanging out real quick with you guys. We talked Transformers 1 today in the morning. Talked about my thoughts. I do have some stuff here that I want to unbox for you guys. I do want to open my Itachi figure that I bought at New York Comic Con, and I do have a Target order that came in yesterday with some new figures that'll kind of give you guys a hint at what stop motion I'm cooking up for December. Chris Keegan Michael K did a promo about AI. If Paramount and Cooley hire, I'd be very happy. Hey, Animator X, same here. Angry Birds for life. Oh, Payback. Am I getting the new Studio Series 86? Of course, man. Bro, if there's a Target near you, go to Target right now because our Targets are starting to get the Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. And I think there's a toy promotion going on right now that's some Targets have, like, if you spend more than $50 on a toy, you get like 20% off. And the Optimus Prime is definitely over $50, the 86. So I know my friend Stealthabot, shout out to Stealth, he was just at his Target and he found 86 Optimus. He bought one for himself. I want to get two. I mean, I need to get two. I need to have one to keep it brand new in box and never open it. And then I have to have a second one so that I can actually open it, play with it, film with it, etc. So I'm very jealous of those of you who are finding Optimus 86 in the wild right now. But let's go ahead and open this box here and see what I've got. Meanwhile, Crane RID 15 was not that bad, guys. I know, I heard that it got better. Like, I heard that the show got better. I know Optimus Prime came back. I loved Soundwave's design. That's a positive. I love how like they brought back Soundwave and he had like that like buff design with the same Transformers Prime head design. Um, so I heard it. I heard the show got better, but I never went back to finish it just because I didn't like the beginning. And maybe I should have given it a shot. And nowadays, I am binging a lot of shows that I haven't finished. Like for example, 2 weeks ago, I finally finished Naruto. Naruto is like one of my favorite animes of all time, and years ago, I just stopped watching it, and I never caught up, and I never finished it. So like about 2 weeks ago, I just said, you know what, I'm gonna catch up, and I'm gonna finish Naruto finally, and I did, and I'm glad I did. It was a great Naruto had a great ending, and I'm excited to watch Boruto. Let this man cook with Marvel. Yeah, like so. If you guys don't know, I am releasing a Halloween special with this guy right here. So next Friday, my Halloween special drops. You guys know I'm always dropping Halloween specials every Halloween. Halloween is my favorite holiday, and I have a Halloween special cooking up with Black Suit Spider-Man. I'm excited for. We'll be dropping next Friday. But let's see what else. Arkham game, yeah, we did got TFP Nemesis Prime or TFP show. Harry, I've uploaded Transformers Armada voice tutorial from CapCut. I've also been providing voice effects on the app. That's cool. That's cool. Oh man, I love Jujutsu Kaisen. Naruto Christmas special? That's a great idea, Chris. Holy cow. You know what? I was thinking of making a Naruto video. I wasn't thinking about it as a Christmas special, but if I have time, maybe it'll be a New Year's video because right now, the Christmas. Yeah. Any Sonic fans in the building? What is going on? Target released, and I don't know if it's just Target or everywhere, but they released this 4-pack of all 4 characters. And these Sonic 3 figures have such good articulation. And some of y'all may not know, but when I was in middle school, I was the biggest Sonic fan. I had all the Sonic games. I had Sonic, Sonic Heroes, Sonic Adventure Battle 2. I had Shadow the Hedgehog. I'm a big Sonic fan. I used to be a big Sonic fan. And Shadow, of course, is my favorite character. So I definitely need to make an epic fight with Shadow the Hedgehog. So yeah, this is going to be the Christmas special that I'm working on for the channel. So right now on the release list, I have Halloween special dropping next Friday with Black Suit Venom. My next Godzilla episode is coming out. The next episode of Transformers Prime Legacy, episode 37, will be coming out. And then to finish the year, I will be ending with a Sonic versus Shadow Christmas special. So yeah, it's gonna be a good way to end the year. What's up, everybody joining in? Overall, my final thoughts on TF1. I liked the movie. I really liked it. I'm glad it made money. I hope the sequel comes out and it doesn't get canceled. Let Swagwave cook. You know what? Tonight I'm gonna pull an all-nighter. I still need a bunch of action shots to finish for the Halloween special with Black Suit Spider-Man. So I'm probably gonna pull an all-nighter tonight. Like I'm gonna start filming in a couple of hours, and I'll just keep filming all day. I'll eat dinner, film all night, and just stay up all night. I might go buy some sodas and like some energy drinks and just film all the action scenes tonight so that I can have this video ready for you guys for Friday. And once this is done, I think I'm gonna start filming some more Endgame 2 action scenes. And you know what? I'm gonna post all the sneak peeks on my Instagram. So you guys haven't been following me on Instagram, definitely check my Instagram account. I do post a lot of stuff there for sure, like photos and stuff of what I'm working on. But once I finish this, I'm just gonna start filming some Endgame action shots. And yeah, I already have Godzilla, the next Godzilla episode and the next Transformers Prime Legacy episode done. They're both done, and my boys are just working on the effects. So those 2 videos are done and sitting and waiting for release. I'm currently filming this, and then once I wrap up with that, I'm gonna film some endgame action scenes, and I'm gonna start working on my shadow video for Christmas. But yeah, Harry, any plans after Endgame? Yes. So after Endgame, I have a bunch of ideas for stories in my Marvel universe. I want to do a new Avengers Part 2. You know, that team with Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Luke Cage, that team that fought the Hood and the Crime Syndicate. I have a Part 2 for that. I have a Daredevil video that I want to make after that. The next continuation of X-Men I'm trying to make after that. I have a Fantastic Four video versus Galactus that I want to make. I have a new Avengers video. I have X-Force, and I have a special little mini series. I want to do a Venom mini series where the Venom symbiote starts spreading and creating more symbiotes, and it's going to be basically a symbiote invasion in New York City, and some heroes need to band together to stop it. But once all that stuff, those are all plans for after Endgame. For after Legacy, I gave a clue in the last hangout, the last live, but me and my team were working on writing a Legacy movie. So after Legacy, the show is officially done. We're going to release we're planning a special Transformers Prime Legacy movie. That's like the final story of Transformers Prime Legacy and all the characters that we follow along. But yeah, great question. Oh, and then after Legacy, of course, I'm going to film the next episode of Transformers Soda, Omega Supreme versus Trypticon. And then I'm going to start planning my new Transformer series based on Nemesis Prime. So I have a lot of ideas for future projects, and I just need to finish the projects I'm working on now so I can get there. So yeah, great questions, guys. It was cool talking about Transformers. Overall, I give Transformers 1 an 8 out of 10. But you know what? After talking to you guys, you guys are right. It is one of the best Transformers movies. So I'm going to raise my score to 8.5. I give Transformers 1 8.5 out of 10. It was a great movie. I'm glad it's doing well. And I'm excited for, Crane's got the idea, like a Web of Shadows style story. Yes, I did play that game when it come out, and I do have Scream, Riot, and Phage and Lasher. I have those figures, so yes, I do want to do a Web of Styles stop motion, maybe like a 3-parter or a 2-parter. You know, just like so I'm gonna be working on that. It's gonna be fun. But all that is coming after Endgame for sure. And now you guys know my Christmas special Sonic video. I'm going to open this Itachi figure off camera, guys. I am going to end it for today. It was really cool chatting with you guys. I'll do another hangout next weekend. Let's do it. Let's do it next weekend. Next weekend, I'll be free in the morning, same time. So let's say same time next Saturday, and we can hang out, ask questions. I'll have a bunch of figures to unbox, so we can just talk about action figures and stop motion and what people are collecting. And I don't know for any Naruto fans out there, but there are actually like Naruto trading cards that are like super, super dope, and you can get a whole box of them for like $20 on eBay. So I'm gonna open this booster box of Naruto Shippuden trading cards and see what I pull on the next live stream as well. But all right, Payback, take care. Crane, Cameron, Iron Swipe, another Batman stop motion. Yes, Batman versus Mr. Freeze. I'm waiting for my Mezco Mr. Freeze to come in. Chris, take care, buddy. Yeah, Chris is not missing anything. He's got me on Insta. Yo, what's up, Prime? RA Prime, what's good? Yeah, take care, guys. Thanks, you guys, for joining. It was a good chat. TF1 was a great success. As you see, I'll be busy this weekend finishing my Halloween special and planning and finishing the rest of these stop motions that I got cooking up for you guys. But thank you, Iron Swipe. Thank you. Thank you guys for continuing to support. Hope you guys have a good weekend, and we'll talk next Saturday. You know what? After this, I'll go in and schedule it already on YouTube. Like I'll make the video, I'll schedule it for next Saturday with the thumbnail, and we'll just talk about figures. Yeah, man, I like collecting cards. I collect Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon cards, and Star Wars cards. Here's some Star Wars. In the last live stream, I opened some Star Wars cards. But yes, next Saturday when we're hanging out, we'll open this bad boy and just talk figures and doing some unboxings and stuff. But all right, Chris, Iron Swipe, Arkham Games, RA Prime, thank you guys. Payback, Crane, everyone who showed up today. Thank you, Harry. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.